after the dramas involving lawyers with those first 2 engine failures in the Skyline. Despite the odds and our inexperience, Jono and I buckled up and rebuilt it ourselves. And what do you know? The 3rd time was indeed a charm. The fresh, semi-forged RB26 is alive and well. Now, it was time for the fun part, bringing the whole vision together, the bodywork. Here we are, at Elite Auto Body in Pakenham. These guys specialise in restorations. I actually stumbled upon these guys by coincidence, after purchasing a car on the marketplace a while back from Dan, who happens to be the painter here. I've seen some of their restorations, so I had a pretty good feeling about these girls. Now, this Skyline's body and paint isn't too bad from afar, but if we get closer, it's got hail damage all over the bonnet and the roof, some dents and a cracked side skirt with some slight paint fade. Now I probably could get away with leaving it how it is, but I figured I want to fit some big ass fucking wheels on this thing. So I've decided for a full restoration respray with a stealth wide body while I'm at it. You're going to see the complete resto from start to finish. So sit back, get comfy mate, let's begin. Well, first things first, this thing needs a front bar. I've decided to go with the GTR styled front bar, along with the grille. Considering it does have an RB26, we're kinda going for the GTR look, but a bit unique at the same time. This is also a fiberglass front bar, so it's going to take a bit of work to mount up and get some decent fitment. But we got Jacob here, who's going to tackle the job. This was actually my first time seeing bodywork get done to a car, so I found it quite interesting to watch. There's a fair bit that goes into making these aftermarket fiberglass parts fit up. Just needs a couple more reinforcements and it should be sweet. front bar was mounted. Now for the grille. It was time for some new shoes. The almighty SSR Garson Ryugis. These forged 3-piece wheels are a pretty hard find. I've actually been holding these things since 2019. Waiting for the moment to put these on. Ignore the gold, that is definitely not staying. Now these big suckers are quite wide. The rears are 11-inch wide and the fronts are 10-inch. Sitting on some nice and grippy Nankang NS20s. I bloody love my Nankangs. A proper race spec tyre brand to help get this power gripped up, because right now it's losing a lot of traction. I'm going to need quite the wide body to fit these big suckers. So let's get to it. This part's going to be a bit scary because the Skyline's body is about to get the shit beat out of it, but I've just got to trust the process and wait for the outcome. we had it. The rear quarter was basically done. So yeah, it's a bit of a stealth wide body. Next up, it was time to strip the Skyline. Got to take out all the windows, mirrors, door handles, you name it, because this thing's getting a proper closed door respray. Now, it was time for a bit of primer. Rightio, next up, the hail damage. We've got it on the bonnet and on the roof, as I mentioned earlier. So you can see it all around here. There's heaps on the roof. So the boys here are going to do some PDR to get them all out. So yeah, guess what? I kind of fell out of love for the Gas and Ryugis because I got a quote to get them chromed, and the dog wanted $2,000 per wheel. I had to disassemble the wheels, and that was only chroming the centers, and he'd polish the dish. So that would have been $8,000 all up for some wheels that are already expensive. So yeah, fuck that. I just went out and bought some Workmeisters instead. That's it, so this is the colour scheme we're going for. Black and chrome. I'm just getting it resprayed in black because this is a closed door respray, which means my engine bay is still going to be black and around my door trims, etc. will be black as well. So that's why I picked black again, to make it all match. Plus, black and chrome is a fucking unreal combo. Now these wheels are 19 inch by 10.5 inch wide, square set, which means the front fenders need to be bigger. And I bought these fiberglass front fenders years and years ago. So we sussed them out, we test fitted them, but around the edges and where they mount, it's a little bit anus. The fiberglass, like it's not that nice. The lines aren't exactly straight around the edges, and that type of thing. But the fellas did have an idea to make them work, while still maintaining the OEM metal fenders as a foundation. So, let's see. The old Skyline's looking pretty bare right now. So now it's going into the booth to get the whole car put in primer. Tell you what fellas, it's been a fucking lot of work for these guys to get it to this point. It just made me realise how much work is in the prep work versus the painting itself. Bingo, she's in full primer. And it was at this point I was starting to get a bit excited, because now it was starting to be a full complete colour, and it was bringing all the whole shape together, so the vision was starting to come to life. But we're not there just yet. There's still a ways to go, but fuck, we're getting there, boys. We're bloody getting there. So what's next? At last, the paint. Let's keep it going. fucking wild how many different pieces needed to be painted. It felt like it was never ending. But this is the good thing about getting a proper paint job. Yeah, it might cost more, but if you want something done proper, you get what you pay for. Now that all the little bits and bobs were painted, it was time for the big sucker. Well. Fuck, it looked good. It's a straight up Black Mirror. Dan did a bloody great job painting it straight off the gun. There's little bits and bobs that need to be buffed out, but that's alright, that's all part of the process. Well, we're almost there. I was starting to really G up inside. It's all starting to come together. We're on the home stretch. Now, it's time to put these million bits and pieces all back together and see this thing come to life.
Every day, I'm kissing the night.
The restoration was finally complete, and I was fucking ecstatic. It's been a long time coming. What was once an ugly looking thing was now completely transformed. To celebrate the Skyline's new look, it'd be rude not to drop an R33 shirt and hoodie. These last two designs have got to be my personal favourites as of yet. We pride ourselves on having both good looking and quality merch that's not made over in China, rather in Australia. So get in quick, because you lot absolutely ate up the cursed Skyline tees, which fully sold out, and the RB26 tees, which are about to. Anyways, cheers fellas, let's get back to it. Yeah, so this was the outcome. I was a bit nervous during the process, mostly because I've never seen bodywork get done. But the boys over at Elite Auto Body absolutely nailed it, bringing the vision together. So I want to say a big thanks to EA for putting in the hard yards, being meticulous, and doing a proper job. They don't muck around, they get shit done. I'll definitely be back here again to get my nice cars done in the future. So yeah, if you need any bodywork done for your own cars, I recommend these fellas. Show these guys some love and drop them a follow on Instagram, or even leave these boys a review on Google or something. That'd be nice. So yeah, what's next? Well, the Skyline's fucking just about there, just about done. The paint's not finalised yet. It'll be coming back to EA to get wet rubbed and buffed. But otherwise, you might be noticing something's a bit off. This thing needs to be fucking slammed. It's sitting too high for my liking, and it also rides a bit poo. So, if I need good fitment and better ride and handling, who do I call?